How did July go? What's going on for August? Let's reflect. Let's look forward. Hey, and welcome everyone. It's day 71. It is a start to a new month, at least from this series. Very simple. I mentioned this the other day that I missed a bit the start into August. And so I wanted to today reflect a bit. And this is something I did last week, Friday, also for the company for Town Hall. I talked a bit about the numbers, talked where we are, and talked about that final stretch. So when we look, there's nothing to kind of be too secretive about. Those first kind of 2/3, I mean, we're the first 70 days, if you want to call it, weren't as amazing as I would love the results to be. And to be frank, it actually has nothing to do with our effort. I actually think the exact opposite. I think the effort the team put in during those past, I don't know, 10 weeks was way more than over the past 10 months. And if I reflect then, obviously, what are the reasons on where we are right now and why don't we have even stronger results? And I want to be on one thing very clear. This is probably a bit of the fear you may have. And the longer we go in those 90 days, the more detailed I want to be and the more specific I want to be. We are not closing down cake. So if this is a worry you have, it's really not. 90 days are not a deadline to closing the company. The 90 days are way more about this full sprint where then afterwards I can make a decision on how do we go forward. And it's not about if we go forward, it's how to go forward. Which services do we keep? Which coins do we keep? How big of a team? Do we need the office? Yes or no? Which regions? And so on and so on. And so there will be a lot of decisions, and I'll make this as transparent and as open for you so there's no surprises in all of that. But obviously, I wish that those first 70 days would have gotten way better. Now, 3 reasons, and next week we're really going to dive into one of those reasons, and it's the reason I'm going to start with. It's the product reason. Now, we may have products and services, or we may have to structure them a bit differently that are even more attractive for customers. Now, we have been attracting a lot of customers, but it's not in the extent of how I was hoping it was going to be. And obviously, at the end, having funds and so on is really what's going to drive the revenue for us. So that is a crucial topic, and it's something we're going to address way more next week. Now, if you want to help me, maybe in the comments, let me know. What are the products that you like? What are the services that you like? The coins and so on. What should we focus more on? What should we focus less on? Would be interesting to get some feedback. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to listen to all of it, but it would be interesting to get some perspective. Now, one thing that is relevant on this is last week, Thursday, I think, the Coinbase numbers came out. And Coinbase didn't have such a good second quarter. Now, June was only at the end of that second quarter. May and April were actually quite okay when it comes to business-wise. Obviously, July, and we're going to talk about the market a bit, was relatively tough also. We also had the stock market crash and so on. So it was a tough time, and that's only June. And Coinbase didn't have such good numbers, especially on the retail side. So the big question on the product side is really, what are these products out there that people actually use? Because if I look at a lot of the competitors, not really sure, right? And I think that's a crucial kind of topic to think about. Now, the second topic, and that's also going to be one that we're going to be discussing in actually one of the fewer updates down the line, is the brand, the reputation, how much in the past 10 months got damaged by this false winding up application that my co-founder filed. How repairable or not repairable is this? And that's going to be a massive question. Do we need to do a rebrand from September onwards? And this is something we could look into. Do we need to have a complete new kind of setup in a sense that gives us a fresh start? Could be something. And I mean, it's something that people have insinuated. In those 90 days, I don't think this would have been a good time. But that kind of really obviously led to some of the issues. And the last part, which is a massive part, is the market. I mean, crypto is not doing well. Bitcoin is slightly up in July, but has been selling off in the past couple of days. Stock market has been crashing. People are fearful. It's summer in general. The Ethereum ETF didn't do as well in July as we were hoping. So it may be a good time right now to hope that we're going to go up. But then there's two other things. I mean, we're starting into August. August historically has not been such a strong month. September also hasn't been. So there are these issues as a whole. So that is a bit of the reflection. That's a bit of the forecast. Now, we're going to finish the 90 days strong. There's still a lot of things on the product side that are going to be coming out. I talked about this in the past, kind of updates, new products, new ideas, how to kind of brainstorm and so on. So a lot of these things you will see, and there is going to be a strong focus on that. We're going to talk about next week about products, new products, product ideas going forward, and so on. So that's going to be an interesting kind of approach, and it's going to be important. Obviously, market is not something we can kind of influence. And then brand. Should we go with a personal brand? I mean, it's also going to be something I'm going to be discussing in the upcoming video. Should we go with a personal brand leading everything, or should it be a pure company brand? Does it need a rebrand? These are things that for the September onwards is going to be an interesting one. But so yeah, 2/3 in, a bit more. It's a toughie, but that's where we are. We're put into a situation. You can't choose the cards. You have to play the cards that you're dealt, and I think that's what the team's doing really well. We're gonna finish strong, and at the end, the aim really is finishing strong, giving it your all, and I think that's what we're doing. So yeah, I hope you are coming along for the ride, and the closer we're getting to the 9 days, the more I'm gonna give you some perspective on what's gonna happen afterwards, so you do have that confidence that we're gonna stick around. So with this, thanks so much, everyone. Have a beautiful Wednesday. See you tomorrow. Julian, bye-bye.